Welcome to Picture Healer channel. This is Shi Tian. In this video, we want to talk about the best place to set up an aquarium and other water features, such as a fountain or salt water cure in 2022. First, we should look at different types of water in Feng Shui. There are basically two types. One is the moving water, such as an aquarium, fish tank, or a water fountain. And the other type is a still water, such as an indoor plant in the water or a salt water cure. Or you can just display plain water in a cup or in a water bottle. In general, the moving water can increase the energy of the star and activate the star. Because water is usually related to money, so in the right place, it can enhance your financial luck. And for the still water, it has a different meaning, especially for the salt water cure. It has the power to absorb the negative energy. So if the star is inauspicious, it's better to place a salt water cure or other still water, such as a plant in the water or just a jar of water. The still water can slow down the qi, so it will slow down the negative energy of the star. The best location for aquarium in 2022 is southeast, because southeast we have number 4 star. It's the star of wisdom and intelligence. And water can generate wood, so it's very helpful to enhance this star. It will bring you career luck, intelligence luck, and even relationship luck. And the second best place is the northeast and northwest. The 6 and 8 are very lucky stars, so you can also place water fountain or aquariums here. And they are the second best directions because in these two areas, the water element is not as helpful as the southeast. But because 6 and 8 are lucky stars, so you can also consider placing aquariums in those two locations. Next, we want to talk about the negative stars and the best place for salt water cure. You probably know number 2 is the illness star and the number 5 is a misfortune star. So in those two directions, the southwest and the center, we can place a salt water cure to reduce the energy of the star. And to make a salt water cure, you can keep it very simple. You can just find a jar, any type of jar, and then place salt inside, about half full. And it can be any types of salt. Usually I like to use the natural salt, sea salt, or the coarse salt, or even the pink Himalayan salt. It doesn't matter. And some people like to place 6 coins on the top, representing the yang energy. Or you can skip that and just use the salt. And keep the top open so the salt can absorb the air and just kind of hide it in the space so it's not too obvious, maybe behind a door or behind some furniture. Because after a while the salt will overflow and then you have to replace it again. So that's an easy way to purify the space and reduce negative energy. Next, we will look at the second best place for still water and salt water cure. That's the west, star number 7, and north, star number 1. The star number 1 is a very lucky star, just like star 8 and 6. But because this year the north is a location of the Sansa, the 3 killings, so we try to keep the place quiet and avoid too much activities here. That's why we want to use the still water or the salt water instead of the fountain or aquarium. And for the West, the star 7 is not the best star. The number 7 star can bring quarrel, gossip, fighting, or robbery. So we try to reduce the star's energy, and we can add salt water cure or any still water. So you can place plants with water in those two areas, or just add a salt water cure. The number 7 star belongs to the metal element, and the metal generates water. So the water element here can reduce the number 7 star and make it less harmful. Here are some general rules for placing aquarium or fish tank. First, we try to avoid placing them in the bedroom, kitchen, or center of the house. And it's better to place them in the living room, office, or near the entrance. It's safer to put them in a public space instead of the private rooms. And we also want to avoid setting up aquarium directly below a religious altar or if you have any statue of gods. And we have to pay attention to the water flow directions for the moving water. For the aquarium, it's usually the water filter. We try to avoid the moving water flow in the direction of going out of the door or the window, because the water usually represents money in Feng Shui, and we don't want the money to flow out. And finally, the lucky fishes. There are some traditional Feng Shui fishes, such as arowana fish, discus fish, goldfish, or koi fish. Generally, they are pretty bright color, red, orange, or silver shiny colors. And some people like to mix in some black color, so there's balance of yin and yang. And the aquarium should match your space and the energy you have to maintain it. Usually koi fish is for outdoors because they can grow very big. If your space is limited, maybe set up a smaller aquarium or a smaller fountain. And the most important thing is to keep the aquarium clean and well maintained, so the fishes are healthy and the plants look healthy and thriving. If you don't have time to maintain a fish tank every other week or every month, it's better not to place a fish tank at all if it gets too dirty and cloudy. Maybe you can just pick a water fountain instead, so it's less maintenance. But if you have the time and energy, a beautiful aquarium will definitely bring good energy to your space. If you spend more time and effort and take care of the aquarium, you will enjoy it a lot more. And this direction also applies to any space. For example, your living room is a small universe. You can place an aquarium in the southeast corner of your living room. So try to be flexible and don't get too caught up on the exact location. The Feng Shui rules should be for reference and not bringing you more confusion or frustration. I hope this video is useful. Thank you for watching and talk to you next week.